Hi Starfish. Today we are going to talk about science with food and just kind of experimenting. So last week I had bought these tomatoes on the vine, which I love, and I love the smell of the vine. This vine's a little bit old now because it's about a week old or so, and it's getting a little bit yucky, and my tomato's getting a little bit rotten on the top. So we're going to use this for our experiment. But I cut open my tomato, and inside it I found one of the seeds had a little sprout, and then I dug around a little more and another one had another sprout. So I thought that would be fun, see what happens. So I took this little jar I have, took the tiny little sprout, and a week later I've got roots, if you could see them, and little sprouts growing. I had the toothpick on top of it, kind of holding them up so they don't fall in the water because they were real small. And then I took it a little further and I took the seeds out of another tomato the next day, and I said, I wonder what would happen if I just threw them in a baggie like we did with the lima beans with a wet paper towel. I left the plastic bag open. And can you see what's going on in there? I'm going to take it out and show you. This is about maybe 5 days, 4 or 5 days. It's hard to keep track of my days now. But look at this. I have got, you see, I'm not sure if I'm covering it or not, a whole bunch of sprouts growing from my seeds of my tomato. Oh, I'm going to pick it up so I can show you. So that's a little bit of a science experiment and a little fun. See if we can grow some tomatoes. Now, if you want to grow tomatoes, of course you need your help with your parents. I'm going to try and cut this one open and see if there's one in it so you can kind of watch. So I have to put the phone down for a second. I don't know if it'll stay up, so we'll see. We'll take that off there. I'm going to cut off the rotten part. Yucky. And I'm going to cut the tomato in half. Okay, so I ended up cutting this into quarters instead of half. And look what I discovered. There's a really big sprout in here. I guess the longer you let your tomatoes sit out, the bigger the sprouts get. The important thing to know if you try to do this, is that you make sure the seed is still attached. See, the seed is still there. So I'm going to take this whole thing out of the tomato. Look at that, it's real curled up. The seeds are still in there. I'm not sure exactly which seed is which, so I'm not going to touch any of it. I'm just going to take it and I'm going to put it in my baggie with one hand, because that's what you gotta do when you're filming with your phone. So that's gonna go in there with the rest of them, maybe for a day or so, and I think I'll put it in the water tomorrow. See what happens. Here's another one. This was on the rotten side, so I'm not sure about that one, but see, it's got a little tiny sprout. Probably might not survive. It's really hard to get them to survive, but I think it's pretty cool that there's actually plants growing inside of the tomatoes while they're just sitting on your counter, and then you can eat the rest of it. Of course, make sure you do this with a grown-up and you let them handle the knives unless you're using a plastic knife, but you still got to be careful. Okay? Hope you guys enjoyed this little science experiment here, and see if you can grow your own food. How cool would that be? Alrighty. Bye, Starfish. I love you.